Hi everybody, I'm just getting my phone set up because I'm going to simulcast on Facebook as well from my phone. So just give me a sec while I get myself organised to go live. Cool. Okay, now to find a spot for this camera to go. Hi everybody, I am live. I'm just setting up to do a quick little unboxing video. It's a bit of a random mystery box, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to be in it. It's only going to be a short video, and I'm just looking for my camera mount. Good old 3D printed camera mount. I don't know if it's going to find a happy spot to click on here now that I've moved things around. Maybe I won't use it. We'll see. We'll go around it. And I'm back. Okay, now listen, YouTube, this is Facebook. Facebook, this is YouTube. Get to know each other, guys, because you're both my social media platforms. All right, let's see. Look, I'm just going to chuck that phone there. That's good enough. Okay, so this is the exciting one, so I'm going to open it last because it's the one that might be my extruders. And this one, I can pretty much tell it's filament, so I'm just going to open it. Hopefully it's my orange petg. Ooh. Can you see the coffee on the YouTube video? That could have been really bad. That's a lot of coffee. This is could have been a disaster. Yep, orange petg. Okay, nothing more to see there. Orange petg from Sunlu. I'll just quickly show you what that's for. Got a customer that wants this replicated, and I'm doing it in orange. This was just some PLA. He wanted it in orange, and I just happened to have orange PLA kicking around, but I knew it wouldn't cut the mustard for strength and heat resistance. So I've got the petg, and hopefully that works out nicely. I've still got to do a bit of tweaking. I tested these with some blue petg, and they still snap because there wasn't enough flow in the shape of the springiness. So I'm just trying to make it a bit more conforming, bendy, and that'll be good. So I'll pop that one down. I'm going to take this big bulky jacket off before I knock everything over. It's a lovely jacket, very warm. Just a little bit on the side of bulkiness for being in a small space with fragile things. Yes, it's very cold here, so it's very, very, very warm jacket. It's very much appreciated. That was a little gifty from Mummy yesterday. Yeah, more filament, Andrew. Yep, always more filament. I'll give you a quick sneak peek up there. The rest, there's a fair bit of stuff up there. I got some nice silks in stock at the moment, so they're cool. Try and find a better spot for my phone where I can get a better. That's better. Okay, now for the exciting one. I'm going to make some more space. So you're going to want to look at this one properly. If this is what it is, I might be very disappointed. Might be like something average. Open. This is actually my birthday present. It's a little bit late because I spent my birthday present money from my mummy on bills, and it took me about 2-3 weeks or something like that to then save up enough money to buy my birthday present. So it came a bit late. But you know when you see something that you think is a good bit of engineering and then someone clones it much cheaper and you buy the cheap one because you couldn't afford the good one. Oh, this could be it. This could be it. It could be it. It could be. Oot, 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 oot. Okay, so I'm excited. All right. Now just quickly check the chats. Haha, the fat lamb. Oops. Javia, how you going? The printers, one's hiding just here, and the rest of them are spread throughout the rest of the place. I'll do a quick tour at the end before I go, and I'm not looking at YouTube chat at present. YouTube people over there, you YouTubers, I am not presently looking at the chat. I will get over there to it, but I'm definitely easily able to see the chat from the Facebook. Okay, now, so E3D, let's back to this truck. E3D recently made a hot end called the Hermes, and then for some reason they had to rename it to the Hemira. And I'm sure you've all probably heard of and or seen that extruder. And I saw this and bought it. This is a kit. This is a complete kit, and I will be selling this kit on my website, assuming that I think it is good. Fuck, that's light. That is light. Wow. Okay, let's have a bit of a look. See, you guys want to see it as much as I did. So it's a all metal BMG. Well, actually, it's not all metal. There's some clear plastic on it as well. But the core components are metal, and it's even got a 3D printed part on the back there. Why not? Yeah. So it's a BMG extruder with the heatsink built into the thing. So there's that and the throat and the heat block, and that's it. There is no heat break fins. You basically chuck that in the bin. So assuming that it works, that's going to save a lot of length. That's going to save me this much length. It'll give me back that much length on my videos. So yeah, you guessed right. Oh, I'm one chat behind because the chat's sort of covered up by my phone. That sucks. You'll just have to keep chatting, otherwise I won't see the most recent one. Yeah, so I got 2 of these. I guess only open one for the time being because they're identical. They're a left and right pair. It's another stepper motor. So we've got some throats. It all looks very tidy. I've got the volcano style block. Holy shit. I think it's bigger than what I thought a volcano was. I didn't know a volcano was that deep. I thought it was just taller. Wow, now that, I have to say, is actually looking very neat. The machining on that, I am impressed with. I'm not sure that machining gets any better than that. I don't know. Someone that's a machinist would have to tell me. But that's what I call a nicely made piece of metal. And this little sock actually fits really snugly around it. And I don't know if it's just because it's taller and it's got a bit more vertical height to kind of get snugness from, for want of a better word. But I've noticed that sometimes the The other styles seem to kind of bulge out and flap around. So it would be interesting to see whether that maintains its goodness or whether it, oh no, see it's bulging there. Oh no, that's because there's a screw sticking out. I think I'll put it on backwards. I put it on backwards. Yeah, that's tidy. I'm impressed. Okay, so we've got a volcano style block. I guess I don't need to open both of those either. They're giving us a bit of red PTFE tube that seems to be popular these days. A whole bunch of little Allen keys and bits and pieces. Bowden fitting if I want to make it Bowden by the looks of it. So that's cool. We have a heat sink. We have some screws. I'll put all those back in a second. I'll just get into the throat. Now, what I realised actually is that I don't have many volcano nozzles in stock here, so I'm going to have to get some more because I very rarely like printing with a 0.4mm nozzle. So I'm going to have to get myself a big volcano. We've got a throat. I'm not sure if that's titanium or if that's stainless. It feels a bit on the heavy side. I'm going to guess that it's stainless. I'm going to get something. Hey Jason, how you going, bro? Hey Mick. Hi James. Yeah, you can tell by the size of the box. Yeah. Threaded or smooth? What part threaded or smooth? Do you mean the throat or the? I missed when the question came through, so you'll have to specify which bit did you mean is threaded or smooth. But yeah, the throat is threaded, and it appears to be stainless steel, very tidily machined. There is no dags or any kind of nothing I can see at first glance. I haven't gone over it with the fine-tooth comb yet, but I have it here. Where is my goggles? I've got some okay, I'm just looking at the nozzle now. 0.4. I can't see any issues with that machining. The hole seems to be in the dead center, which is what you want to see in a nozzle. I have seen nozzles where the center is offset, and I have also seen nozzles where they're not drilled. So you do have to watch out for nozzles. I recommend if you ever buy nozzles, buy more than one in case you get a dodgy one. And if you ever get a dodgy one from my store, tell me and I will send more. And if you buy one here, you won't get a dodgy one because I check them. But if you buy them from my drop shipping store, I don't get to look at them first, so that's what happens. But that's why you buy through me, because I care, and I will organise a new nozzle for you without drama. I'll have it on its way before I ask for photos. But I'll probably need photos to get my refund off the seller, off the distributor. All right, so yeah, we've got that and that and that. What's interesting is that there's not going to be a lot of space to route my cables, unless they've given us a space to route. Oh, there's actually almost room in there to route a cable inside it. And there is a nice mounting option on the side here. I'm going to take this off, I feel like a dog. There's a nice mounting option on the side. That's cool. Oh no, I was going to look at the throat more carefully with the spectacles. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save you the trouble of me looking like a dag, and I'm actually going to get another thing so you guys on Facebook can have a close-up look at it. So I suggest if you're watching this, open up both tabs and mute one of them because you might want to toggle back and forth between camera angles. I don't know. And to anyone that's new to watching my stream, hello. And to everyone that's come back, hello, and thank you for coming back. I plan to do more streaming. I really do, I promise. Where's my little thing? Doogalaki. My thingamajigger. I'll be back. Okay, so I've got this. Now, I don't know how Facebook's going to like this. I'm going to take my phone cover off. And, yes, the throat. Yes, the throat is threaded. I'm about to bring it up under the extreme magnification. So hopefully this works on this camera, on the front-facing camera. That'll make it easier. It's kind of a bit average. I think I'm going to have to put it on the rear-facing camera. Just see. Yeah, that's terrible. I'll try it on the rear-facing camera. It's a clip-on microscope for anyone that's wondering. Flippity flippity. Only just reaches over the camera. And I can't zoom in, so that'll just have to do. Okay, let's look at that machining. Feels like there's like light bleeding in from somewhere. It's the light from the actual magnifier itself, which I can't turn off. The words are in the way. Hang on, I think I can hide the text. How do I hide the chat? No? Okay, that's frustrating. I can't hide the chat, so I wonder if I flip the camera that way. No. Why can't I hide the chat? I would have thought I would have been able to hide the chat. Anyway, we'll just have to deal with the fact that I can't see it and hope that you guys can. Trying to get a nice shot of down that throat, but it's not easy. Maybe I need to put the camera in further. Yeah, it's very difficult to get that. The focal distance is very short, so, but it does look to be polished pretty well. I'm just going to look with my eyeballs. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. It's like a mirror. See like reflections of the buildings warped on the inside of it. So that's pretty good. It's showing pretty good. Is that what cool? I'm just bringing the chat. Hey Mary, how you going? Yeah, I think it's good machining. I'm suitably impressed. Again, it feels like it's stainless. It doesn't feel like titanium. It's got a bit of weight to it. And somewhere, like I think this one here, and this might be a. I'll show on. I'm going to show it on. I'm going to take this. You know, first of all, I'll just quickly unscrew the other parts, and we'll look at the machining and the, the quality on this other stuff. If I can get that to focus. No, it's not quite that rubber block. I sort of just wanted to show the fitment of that rubber block. It's a bit hard to get that to focus. So that's, yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'll just pop this out. Sorry about just dumping the camera on its side. Just unscrew the nozzle. Okay, so just for the purposes of reviewing this, I guess you'd call it a review, unboxing or whatever, this is something I paid full price for no incentives from the seller or whatever at all whatsoever. And if I like it, I have every intention of selling it. If I don't like it, I might sell it and tell you that it's a piece of shit while I'm at it, or whatever. But so far, I haven't found anything not to like. I really don't. You see what I mean when I said before that I don't know if machining gets any better than that? Like, we're talking some pretty small parts here, and they are very clean. I think that that's good. I would like to see, you know, like the legit E3D up close. I have never seen it. I can't afford them. If anyone wants to send me one, I am quite happy to receive one. Yeah, I don't have the genuine thing to compare to. Now, this is Mellow Store. Mellow Store are one of the people that make the clone mosquitoes, and I'm just getting up close and personal with the with this here. Now, they clone E3D stuff, they clone kind of everything, and I kind of got myself into a bit of a I won't say trolling session, but there's a video on the mosquito hot end and how it might, the dragon hot end, and how it might be breaching copyright and blah blah blah, and should you buy it and blah blah blah, and I kind of had my say on that. Yeah, I'll get the nozzle and just do a quick once over of the nozzle. So yeah, I had my say about that because it's not an open source design, and it's a component for a 3D printer, and that doesn't bode well in my books. I don't think that people should be copyrighting parts for 3D printers, or should I say patenting parts for 3D printers. So I kind of let the guys from Slice Engineering have it. And they've been responding back to my comments on YouTube, so I've been responding back to theirs, and we've gotten into a bit of a session. I'm trying not to, but I'm one of those people that can't help responding to things. So I drop ship. So yes, you can get stuff through me to the US, but you can also get it directly from Mellow Store on AliExpress. The difference will be I will charge you like something to the tune of $5 more than they will. After tax and blah blah blah, so it might end up being like $7 or $8 more than what they will. And if something goes wrong, it's going to be me that you're dealing with, not them. So if that's worth a couple of bucks to you, then get it from me. And if not, it's Mellow Store on AliExpress is the person that I got it from. And yeah, look, I can't wait to get this thing on the machine. So I got two of these. I got them for my T-Rex 2 Plus because it's 3 years old now, and I feel as though I'm allowed to upgrade it now that I've had it for 3 years. I've upgraded the hell out of my other printers, and the T-Rex is very much stock standard. I've had it for 3 years. It's been printing great. So I'm going to flip my camera back around. Yeah, so I've had it for 3 years, and it's been going great, and I love it. But I want to give proper, really fancy stuff a try. So here I am with my volcano block and with my super duper mega extruders. So yeah, it's interesting that they've put a 3D printed part on. I have no problem with it whatsoever. It's an interesting choice, however, and I would be curious as to what material it's printed in. It seems as though it's kind of integral. It's a part. It's a part of it, that's for sure. It's got the little NF thing on it. NF Crazy, I think, is probably the manufacturer, and Mellow Store is probably just the reseller. I'm not exactly sure. Let's open him up and have a look inside, shall we? I should have kept that camera out because these gears are very well machined. Dare I say better than the Triangle Labs, which is all I've got to compare this to. I've only ever seen the Triangle Labs ones of these. But I did order a BMG from ANET for something like $15. And I'm super keen Oh, cheers, man. That's awesome. Yeah, well, just check out my website. I will list this shortly. It's not listed at the moment because I thought I'd buy it first and test it out and give it a good run. And also make sure that it bloody arrives, and it has. And it wasn't that long. Like, it was actually fairly quick. So these guys, the Mellow store, are probably looking like replacing Triangle Labs in my shop. So far, I've not been super impressed with the communication from Triangle Labs and the time things have taken. And I know that shit hit the fan with COVID, and it's most likely not their fault. And maybe things have just settled down, and that's why this has arrived. So I am going to give them a bit of a break. But these guys are being more responsive to my messages, which is pretty critical when you're drop shipping. So yeah, no, I'm very impressed with the quality of the machining. It's very lightweight. It does not feel like it's a lot heavier than the plastic BMG. And when you take that into consideration as well, that it doesn't have that part on it, that's bloody awesome. I'm impressed. As impressed as I can be without testing it. But, you know, if it's anything like, let's wait for this car. If this is anything like any other BMG that I have tried, of the 3 or 4 BMGs from AliExpress that I've set up, I'm not going to be able to stop the filament from going down that hole, no matter how hard I pinch it, and it's going to squirt out this end, no matter how cold the fucking nozzle is. So it's yeah, this is going to be really good. This is really exciting, and what I really like about this is that it's going to be straightforward to mount, because it's just got these 2 holes right here that I can attach to kind of anything. I'm curious how I get in there. I guess I have to open it up to get in there and put that screw in from the inside. I can't believe how much room there is inside this thing. It's insane. There's actually a lot of room in there that you could like hide small electronics in or something even. There's like a big cavity which I don't think anything's going to touch. So that's interesting. I don't know what I would put in there, but there's space for something, which is cool. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm going to put a mounting plate on the back of that, and cool. I'm just going to have to send him a message and let him know I'm streaming. Cool. Okay, everyone's still there? Yeah, okay. I haven't had that issue as yet, but I haven't pulled one apart recently, I guess, that's been running for a long time, but I haven't had any issues there. But it could also depend on the machining of the unit, I guess, as well, and how tight the spring is, because you do have that adjustment. So it might be the adjustment, but that's good to know. That's good to know. I guess though, on the flip side, like stepper motors are about $10, so it's not the end of the world if one dies, but definitely good to know. I should give it a blowout every now and then. Get the old compressor into it. I'm just going to put my phone up again, and I'm going to get out the stepper motor while we're talking about them. And then I'll take you guys for a quick spin. Somebody wanted to see the printers before, so I'll take everyone for a quick spin. Well, I've got my camera here. Check that out. Not bad for a 10-second spray paint job, eh? No, I'm lying. It took me about 5 minutes. So I've hit it from different angles with different colors. Blue underneath for shadows and various different fluoro colors, and it was a pink skull in the first place. So it was a pink PLA skull. I'm stoked with that. That looks really cool. Anyway, back to serious business. So I just mentioned that because I was about to use it as a rubbish bin. So this particular kit comes with, yeah, they do. They work so much better. I honestly reckon that if you had the right filament, you could tow a car along on flat ground with the BMG extruder. I haven't tried it yet, and I might actually set up like a little extruder test bench where I can try and tow a car out the front here. That'd be cool. Which filament extruder is the strongest? I've also thought about just bolting 2 extruders to a bench and seeing which one like beats the other one. That'd be interesting. Anyway, so yeah, that's a stepper motor. I can't really say anything special about that. It's absolutely just a stepper motor. It is not badly machined in any way, shape or form, but they all seem pretty good. I haven't really seen a stepper motor that I thought looked shit. So then I'm sure they exist. So no qualms there. It's a little pancakey. I don't even know for sure if I'm going to use the pancake stepper motors, because there's already stepper motors on the machine that it's already having no trouble throwing around the place. There's going to be less weight on it when I'm done anyway. So do I need to reduce the power of my stepper motors or not? I don't see any need to... hang on. The 3D printed part is temporary. It's holding things in place for shipping, I guess, because there's the cog where I'll be sticking my motor is there. That's what was confusing me. So that's just literally just sitting in place, and that'll unscrew. It's just a retainer for the other components. It's got the other bearing and stuff, the other gear in there. Duh. I see. That makes sense. See what I mean? So they've just used that, and they've just put the other components of the other bits that you put on your stepper motor shaft in there and just stashed it away. And I wasn't looking at it properly. I didn't even look for the hole where your motor goes in before. And there's a mount here where it looks like they want you to mount any kind of. By the way, YouTube, I am mostly focusing on Facebook, just because Facebook is here where I can see the chat and I can see myself on it, and I have to go all the way over there, which is a way away, to check out YouTube. So anyway, crikey, that is very close to the plastic components. Ooh. Oh, I know why. Because my nozzle wasn't screwed all the way in. I was like, that's gonna melt for sure. No, I'll screw the nozzle all the way in. And now, interestingly, I don't get much control over which way that faces. That could be a bit of a... I guess I'm going to just have to face it how I want it, with the nozzle out a little bit. That's one thing that E3D is kind of good for, I guess, is that it does let you rotate the block around regardless of which way the tension ends up wanting it to go. So that's a bit... Yeah, I will say that's a little bit shit. That you kind of at the whim of having your nozzle poking out of the block a tiny bit to adjust the exact positioning of the block. Having said that, it's probably fairly easy to get used to and to adjust. But obviously, when you're trying to do that hot, it's not so easy. So, yeah, that's an interesting choice. And look, you know what? I reckon that maybe I can actually route my, like I said, I can probably route my cables up through there so that they're not sticking out and getting exposed to stuff. I don't know. It might not be a good idea. But there is a nice big space right through. See that gap there? You can actually see right through to, I don't know if you can see my eyeball through there or not, but I can see the camera. Or I can see the screen. Where's the camera? Probably can't see both at once because the camera's not where the screen is. But there's daylight right through that. And there's a big cavity in there. So I may be able to just drill a hole in the top of that and poke my thermistor and heater cartridge wiring out through there. Which would kind of be tidier than having it running out and around. But that's small details. And so with the Hemera, you would have seen, the videos on that, how this shape here is designed so that when the fan. When the fan blows on it, I'm just going to do this through the bag. It forces the air up and away from the job rather than down and at the job or chopping around everywhere. So the idea is that the air that gets blown at the heat sink will be dissipated up and away from the job, which means that only the part cooling fan is going to blow on the job, and you get to control that with the G code, and happy days. So yeah, so yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good thing. I'll stop with that there because I'm not going to put it together now and actually use it. So there's not much more I can do other than I guess just have a bit of a sum up, and then I'll show you where I'm going to put it. I'll take at this point YouTube will miss out on seeing anything much because I'm going to be walking with my phone and taking it into the other room where the cord won't reach. 24-volt fan. It doesn't say anything about the bearings in the fan, so time will tell whether it's a noisy one or whether it's a sleeve bearing or whatever. You would think they would tell you it was a dual ball bearing if it was, so we'll find out. Don't know about that. So I'll let you know whether they're noisy or good. Go pop that block on. That is sexy. Okay, let's take this into the other room and I'll show you where it's going to get mounted. I'll bring a fan in for show. Okay. I'll be back, YouTube. Okay, and I'm back, YouTube. Okay, so Allen keys. Here goes me saying I'm not going to put it together, and then I go and put it together. It's interesting that they've only got it tacked together with 2 screws at the moment. There's another one in the box. I see. There's actually 3 in the box, which is probably what I have to use. I dare say this is only the retainer holder. Yeah, so that's a retainer. It's pretty much just rubbish, I think. But the screws can go. They've got this facing that way to give you the orientation so you know what way to face it on the motor shaft. And I found they usually seem to like being further out towards the end. I'm just going to just lightly tack it on at the moment. The instructions will show exactly how far to stick it out, but I found it sort of towards the end of the shaft. Okay, that's definitely not on there properly. Yeah, I think I went on too far, but by the time I get my bracket in between, it should hopefully be good. I think I'll move him back down a bit. Yeah, they've got it rigged so it goes right down the bottom. Sorry, I was speaking lies. Seems like it wants to go. Oh no, no, not all the way down. Probably to where that fits, like that. Just. Oh shit! Sorry, everyone. I'm pointing the camera at the bloody sky. Oops. I hope you're all quick enough to switch over to YouTube for that part. Okay, so that's good. Now I'm going to mount it through this bracket, which I've still got to decide whether I want to hang this below. I think I might have to. We'll see. Yeah, that's pretty much how it'll have to go. Which may eat back into my Z height. This may eat back into my Z height that I've just gained by not having the E3D, but you know, it's kind of the same height as that. So instead of this hanging down there and this being up higher, now that's down lower and it doesn't have that. So it'll probably end up averaging out the same height, but it'll be very adjustable, which will be good, because on a TRX2 Plus, you need to be able to adjust the height of the nozzle. That's kind of critical. If you can't adjust the height of the nozzle, you have drama. That's interesting. That's miles too long, even with that plate in there. So that can't be right. I think the original one's going to be fine. Not too short. Interesting. They're giving us another length that's slightly longer. There's only 2 of them. And then there's a dirty great big long one. Maybe the dirty great big long one goes up in the top corner. I don't know. Does it go deeper than that? Maybe the short one can go in that one. Yeah, that's probably going to stick in enough to bite. Yep, it's attached. And then I think these 2 are a touch longer. And then there's the dirty great big Calathumpin one. So that's my plan. And then I can use the mount that was supposed to hold the extruder onto things to actually hold things onto the extruder instead. That's probably what I'll do. Who knows? But I've got options. See, I've got these slotted holes there, so I've got a lot of adjustment with where that goes. I'll just pop back into the other shed. Sorry, YouTube. I have a regular setup. Yeah, you do get a bit more with it, but I prefer to print with wider lines and slower speeds. Like, I don't get right up into the whole printing at 70 millimeters a second thing very often, or 80 millimeters a second, because you just get ringing. And also, I'm not in that much of a rush. Like, if I was fine tuning a profile for a particular thing, sometimes I'll keep on tweaking it and push things right up. But generally speaking, you know, it's quality over speed, really, for the most part, and also reliability. You know, just unless I'm printing the same thing over and over again, I try and get it as reliable as possible. If I'm printing it over and over again, then I go for as fast as possible and as, you know, light on materials as I can. So it all just depends. And I'm going to flip the camera back towards me and stick it back there. I'm just going to pop out and grab that extruder because I think I left it behind. Okay, well, that was my exciting unboxing. That was actually a present for me, from Mum, with money that Mum gave me for my birthday, and I decided that I'll be a silly boy and spend it on things that are ultimately for work, but that is fun and I like it, so I'm happy. All right, thank you very much for joining me, everybody. I'm going to go now because I did want that to be a quick video. There's other bits and pieces in the box. There's fans, there's thermistors, there's heater cartridges, all that stuff. I got the complete set for a 24-volt rig to make sure that I would just have everything handy that I needed. Comes with a nice little box. Yeah, so like I said, it's rigged up for being able to be used for Bowden if you so wish, which is kind of handy. Now that also may come in handy if for some reason I decide that I want to, maybe move the extruder up higher and, put a conventional sort of a throat fin kind of combination thing on there. Because I can just use it as a normal extruder. There's no reason I have to use it directly like this. But there's something really cool about that. Actually, I'll tell you what. I said I was going to end the stream. But I'm going to be a naughty boy and do one more thing. Because it's got me curious. I do want to know whether I can get that nozzle to clear. The base piece without having to cut it down. That would be nice. It'd be nice if there was a off-the-shelf part that just fits without modification. Especially if I want to sell this to people in the T-Rex community that will want to bolt it straight on. Ooh, where are you from? Mr. Spacer. Interesting. I don't know whether that was a spare spacer in the bag or whether I've dropped one out of the inside of it when I took it apart. I'm going to assume it's a spare and I'm going to put it back in the bag. Oh, yeah, there's another one in there as well. Yeah, there's two in the packet. All right, I guess they're spares. That's just, it could be spacers or something as well for the fans, or who knows. All right, let's get this show on the road. Come on. Oh, I'm going to screw B. There we go. Okay, so if we were to put this upside down, is more like the original rig. Will the volcano reach past? No, not by a long shot. Okay, what happens if we do this? There's no hole there to screw that through. The plot thickens. The only other thing would be mounting that by the back by there and there. And then that gives me an adjustable point to attach it to and plenty of room down there. I also have some other metal plates. Interesting. All good food for thought. I'll have to get the old calipers out and work out some 3D printed parts and sort of mock the whole thing up on the computer, I think, before I go much further. The main thing is I've got them here now, so they exist in the real world, not just the fantasy world where I ordered them and they're not here yet. So that's cool. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching my video. If you made it all the way through to the end from the start, congratulations. You are a champion of champions. I'm going to shove all that back loosely in the box. I'm very excited. I'm a very happy camper. So again, this came from Mellow store. They make all sorts of crazy hot ends and stuff. Like, they've got a big variety of stuff. They've got like another all metal BMG. Then they've got this one. And they're fundamentally the same, really. It's just that the all metal one probably doesn't have as good of fins. They've got a plastic BMG, and then they've got like, I don't know if you can see that, but they've got the, oh, that's terrible. They've got the mosquito clones. They've sort of got like this mosquito clone that's kind of different. It's got the dual mixing heads. And this particular one does not have the Dragon hot end listed. But they also make the Dragon hot end. Oh, they've even got a Super Volcano. They've got everything. And they've also got these really cool dual metal heat sinks as well, dual metal throats as well, which look really cool. Copper and titanium, I believe. So that's cool. You know, the smooth throat would have been the better style to have gone, actually, in hindsight. If I had that option and looked at it more carefully, that would have been very handy for the T-Rex, because it's got the ability to slide up and down and make fine adjustments. So that would have been cool, but you get that on the big jobs. Right, well, I'm going to pack all this up, and I'm going to call this quits for now. So thank you again. And cheers, Mo. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Andrew. Glad you guys watched to the end. Thanks, Trev. And anyone else that watched. Janet. Who else joined in? Jason. Nick. James. Brett. Andrew. And Brothers and Andrew having a driver. Thank you guys all for joining the stream. And I shall see you all in the not too distant future. And then shut YouTube down. Stream.